Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello, everybody. We got a good show for you today. I want to go ahead and thank Gregory Scotland for kicking off the contributions. So, Crimson Need Your Feminine Insight is crazy. The women with the terror hood mindset on Bernard's foolishness espoused by Princella and Pope and a female troll going on men's channels and calling them incels. What's next? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the contributions, for everybody showing up. We got a good one for you. I saw a clip, shout out to Bernard Riley. I saw a clip of his where it was a portion of a live stream that he did. And a portion of that live stream had a panel, and there was a lady on the panel as they were speaking about the whole Carlisha Hood incident, right? And so I thought it was really interesting, and it was actually really sad. The mindset that so many black women have is they think I don't know if they think it's tough or they think I don't know what black women think that they are doing or think that they are portraying. But it's almost, they view adulthood like children view it. Like, because kids don't know the ramifications of adulthood. They don't know everything that is involved in adulthood. They don't know what adulthood means in every way, right? They just think that when you're an adult, you get to do what you want and nobody gets to tell you what to do, or there are no rules and regulations. No one can actually enforce things on you or whatever. And because you're grown, you're supposed to be able to do things really kind of without consequence. And I'm gonna remove it from the actual incident itself because we've gone over that. But the other layer is that it's a common thought. It's a common mindset. And this is how black women continue to cause their own drama, cause their own problems, or are responsible for a lot of the stuff that happens to them without having any situational awareness, self-awareness, or any of those things, or thinking that or saying that or calling yourself too grown to have to think about stuff actually puts you in the category of children. Because adults have situational awareness, or they should. Adults should be able to read a room and get the message. Adults should be able to discern. And I mean, you can't catch everything. It's not like you're never ever going to have trouble, or there's never going to be drama, or there's never going to be problems. But you can do your part, certainly, to mitigate certain things. You don't have to always be in the line of fire of problems and drama. You don't always have to do that. That's a part of being an adult, is that you are aware that certain situations are more favorable or less favorable than others. And based on this information and knowledge, you choose which situations and circumstances that you want to be involved in or not. Some situations are too dangerous. Some just not a good idea. Some are very good ideas. And as an adult, you have to be able to discern that kind of thing. And it appears to me that a lot of black women can't or refuse to do that. And it's an issue of pride. It's an issue of ego. It's an issue of, having to uphold the you don't tell me what to do. Y'all will hear it. And I know that everybody know what I'm talking about. Y'all will hear it though as I play this clip. Okay? So we're gonna go. Clip is about, what's the clip? Clip's about almost 9 minutes. So we're not gonna play it through straight. We're gonna be stopping at key points because I really want you to hear what she is saying. And it's not that we've never heard what is being said, but we're gonna just uncover it. So there may or may not be a couple of profanity words or something like that. It's not too bad if there are any. So please just excuse it because we're really just trying to get down to what's going on.
I absolutely stand with the mom and the son. I do not feel as though she called her son into the restaurant to, you know, do what happened. So I just feel like,
You think
it's
they
a
making
hard
that? You think they making that part up when they say it was a
yes,
text message or she texted him?
yes, I believe so. Yes, I really believe so. And this has been very traumatizing. And I speak for all the mothers across America because this here um, really hit home. And I feel really bad for that baby because he was forced to protect himself and his mother. And to put him being in that situation as a mother myself, it is just,
May I ask a
it's
quick question?
ridiculous.
Let me ask, what
No,
would you
no,
have
no,
done
hold
in
on,
that
DC, let
situation?
me go.
Okay, I
Finish
just want to
it.
ask this question. What would you have done in that situation if the guy was asking, if you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock the shit out of you? What would you have done in that
Well,
particular moment?
to be honest with you, I don't know what I would have done because at that moment, you know, it's everything going on, everything happening at one time. I'm not going to, me personally, I'm not going to back down. If I'm not speaking directly to you, because clearly you can see she was speaking to her son. She was telling her son, hey, go back in the car. He said, who? He was already ready. If you look at his fist, he was
All
a
right.
threat. So she's
Okay. All right.
backing
All
the
right. All right.
corner.
Hold on. Let me make sure we get this right. So if you're in that situation, you're in an argument with a man in public, and you just like you assess that this man is on the edge of violence. Coupled with that, he's literally he's gotten to the point where he's saying like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna knock you out." In that situation, you wouldn't back down. Why not?
Well, because at that point, like, I feel like we all adults, you know. You're telling me to shut the F up, and I'm like, oh, well, if
Okay,
I'm
wait,
speaking to
time out. If at that point, if y'all are all adults, then the son shouldn't have to shoot. Y'all are all adults. You should stand your ground and fight, and you win some, you
well, she
lose some.
did.
But hold on. If you say y'all all adults and you don't have to give any additional masculine respect, then you
Mhm.
shouldn't expect your son to shoot. You should expect yourself to put up your dukes and win some or lose some. But once you acknowledge that that was a dangerous enough of a situation to where your son had to shoot, you should then have the wherewithal to say, I should have backed down, right?
Well, I mean, what's backing down? I don't understand what you mean backing down
I do.
because
Shut
I
the
do.
fuck
she
up.
was standing there.
It means
Would you rather
hold
walk
on,
away?
wait, time out. Backing down means shutting the fuck up when this grown ass man who's on the brink of violence is saying, if you say one more word, I'm gonna knock you out. It means don't say one more word. Get out of the situation.
I wouldn't do it, sir. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, hey, let me ask
I
that.
wouldn't
You
do
gotta
it.
be prepared. You gotta be prepared.
Okay. So we're gonna pause it right there. We're gonna pause it right there. I wouldn't back down. If I'm in that situation where this is a man I do not know, I'm seeing that he's about to be violent. I have a couple of choices to make at that time. I can be defiant, call his bluff, and see if we fight. See if he really does what he threatens to do. And then I deal with the fallout afterwards. Or I can reassess the situation because I don't want to fight. I don't want him. I don't want this man that I don't know. I don't know what he's capable of. I don't know to what extent he's going to take any of this. I don't want to be the victim of some man punching me or hitting me or any of that stuff. I didn't come to the restaurant to get beat up. I came to the restaurant to get food. That's what I came to the restaurant to do. All this other argument stuff, all this other stuff, I'm not trying to get into that. Now see, nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody want to focus on how wrong the dude was for resorting to violence. I have not seen anybody that's actually taken up for that. I haven't taken up for that. I don't know that anybody that I've watched anybody's video that said he was supposed to be hitting her or there wasn't no problem with him hitting her or something like that. Everybody knows that he's wrong. Everybody knows that he took it way too far. He wasn't supposed to be standing there arguing with no female and then letting himself get mad enough, that mad, where he needed to be putting his hands on her. Because just like she don't know him, he don't know her either. This is a woman that you may never encounter again ever in your life. So whatever it is she talking about, you ain't got to really worry about it because she just popping her guns. What's she really about to do? Nothing. So just leave her alone. But we already understand that this is an idiot that we dealing with. Everybody know that. Everybody could see that from the way in which the situation even escalated. We could see that the dude was doing too much. It ultimately got him deleted, right? He's doing too much. We already know that. Everybody concedes that point. Nobody is arguing that point. That's not a point of contention. Whether or not he was wrong is not a point of contention for nobody. Thank you, Stardust. Said, yet they're quiet about Shankila Robinson. Yeah, very quiet. Thank you, Malika. Said, an unaccountable attitude and sign language of black women in our is extremely pathological. It is very. is very much a problem. Okay? Very much a problem. The issue is the lady just sat there and said, thank you, 39 Dina, just sat there and said, I would not back down. I'm going to tell you where that comes from. I'm going to tell you where that comes from. Because it's a lot of black women with that mentality. I'm going to tell you where all of that come from. It come from the same place because people didn't like it when I said she shouldn't have been there at 11 something at night. From what I read, this was 116th or so and Halsted. This the Wild Hundreds. That's even worse. Okay? So no woman should have gone. I don't care if you had a gun or not. No woman should have been in that place at that time of night, especially with no argument, doing anything, because it's so incredibly dangerous. And then people were like, well, she's grown. She shouldn't have to answer to nobody about where she's at or whatever. See, here's the immature thinking of too many black women. Hyenas are very immature in their thought process. Nobody said that she didn't have to have a right to be there. That's not what was said, that you don't have a right to be in a public place. You have every right to be where you want to be. If you got a right to be there, that's not the question. The question is it smart to be there? I got a right to walk down the street in the middle of a shootout, but is it smart for me to do that? Is it a good idea for me to do that, though? They called the Wild Hundreds for a reason, because there's always a shooting. There's always a fight. It's always a brawl. It's always an altercation happening in these places. Thank you, JS. Said when a culture of women doesn't even have a sense of self-preservation, you know they're completely out of balance psychologically. Exactly. And we hit on that point. Thank you, Miss Lucchese said a smart woman that understands a questionable environment would have never put herself or any loved one in that place, situation, event. Exactly. Thank you to Renzo said just because it's a good idea doesn't mean one should do it. She's right in not backing down, as she said, whether we like it or not. Yet she's also wrong for the exact same reason. Sincerely, consequences and grim repercussions. Thank you. Okay? This is what we're talking about. Black with that, not, I wouldn't back down. That's a sense of no self-preservation, born of a false sense of security, and is also born of a warped sense of adulthood and what being grown means. Too many times, black women are in this delusion about what somebody is supposed to be doing and what should have happened and what shouldn't be happening and all of this other type of stuff. Only when it comes to them being on the short end of a stick. That's the only time they think about that. He shouldn't have been hitting her. They shouldn't have been arguing with her. It shouldn't have been okay, but you're not supposed to live your life on shoulda, woulda, coulda. You're supposed to be able to assess what's going on. This is not a good idea. For me to be out at this hour, at these places, these sketchy places, where any type of situation could go down in an instant. And even if it do go down, I don't have the self-preservation. I don't have the sense of self-awareness to understand when I need to show deference in a situation. It's too much bravado for women, that it's too much machismo for a female with no testosterone like that. Why do you have that much machismo? Men who think straight don't even have that much machismo, because true masculinity actually means that self-awareness. It actually includes that level of self-awareness. This is why I say men who are actually masculine rarely get into arguments and fights like that because of the potential of where these things can go. Too many variables that he can't control. So many times it is problematic. Once he risk assesses it and comes to the conclusion that this is too many variables that may end up this not being in my favor, so I'm gonna leave it alone. You swallow your quote unquote pride. This isn't about being able to stand up to a man and say what you want, and since we're both grown, because to Bernard's point, if everybody's grown and I do what I want to do and you say something to me, you threaten me with violence, and then I call your bluff on that threat, you tell me don't say another word or I'm going to knock you out with your fist cocked back. And I say, you know what? I'm going to test that theory because you don't tell me what to do because I'm an adult woman. Okay, and you can keep that stance. But at the same time, there are consequences that come with that because he could have been bluffing, but he wasn't. He wasn't bluffing. Okay? So at that point, all of this, I'm just as grown as you, went out of the window. Because you may be chronologically just as much of an adult as him, but you're not stronger than him. And when things come down to fisticuffs, you can't handle that. Women know that. We know we can't handle. This is why they be in such an uproar with DV and all this kind of stuff. We know we can't handle when a dude, you understand? So it ceases to be about whether or not you were grown. It really even ceases to be about right and wrong. Who was in the right, who was in the wrong. It actually ceases to be about that at that point because you're trying to get out of the situation and survive the situation. So it doesn't matter whether or not, you know what I'm saying, the beginning of the argument, he was wrong for jumping in or saying whatever he said, or his girlfriend saying whatever she was saying, and they was talking crazy to you. That may be so. He may have been in the wrong for that. Okay, let's say that's the case. Fine. But at what point does it cease to be about that? Because it's like, you know what? It doesn't matter who was right, who was wrong, who got in the line first, who took too long in the line, whatever. It ceases to be about that because this is actually escalating beyond a few words. It's going on too long and it's escalating too far. This is the problem that Black women are having. Y'all be causing a lot of y'all own problems and situations because you don't know how to be aware of your surroundings and your environment. You're not truly aware of threats to you. And I don't know how you're not able to discern these signs. When a man is standing in your face with his fist ball, is that or is that not a red flag to you? Is that or is that not alarming to you? You don't think things out to its logical conclusion. If this dude hit me, what if he hit me and knocked me out? What if he hit me and bust my teeth? What if he hit me? You can't count on somebody else is going to help or somebody else steps in or whatever. Like, you can't count on that. All bets off now. And too many Black women don't understand this concept, or you refuse to understand the concept. It's not about you being grown enough to be somewhere or grown enough to say something. And if you are feeling like that's the way it should be, you grown enough to say what you want to say, do what you want to do, then you grown enough to take The consequences. In this case, the consequences was him punching her in that corner. If you're going to be grown enough to stand chest to chest and toe to toe, and he say, don't say nothing else, it doesn't matter that he's wrong at that point. What takes precedence over right and wrong is the survival of the situation. That's what takes precedence over that. You don't want him to hit you. You don't want him to be fighting you. You escalated right with him. He didn't have sense enough to shut up. He didn't have sense enough to calm down. He didn't have sense enough to leave it alone. So if everybody is an adult, somebody gotta be the adult then. And if he wasn't gonna do it, you should have do it since you just as grown as him. Y'all on equal playing ground. It only goes one way with black women, not backing down. Just the other night at the BET Awards, JT of the City Girls physically attacked Lil Uzi, her little boyfriend. Threw the phone at him, was hitting on him, all this other type of stuff. If he had so much as smacked her back in retaliation for that, everybody would be on his case about how he should not be hitting a woman. Nobody would be talking about how wrong she was to be hitting him. Just like the Rihanna situation with Chris Brown all them years ago. Nobody talked about the fact that Rihanna was the one biting and hitting and scratching and punching and or whatever she was doing. And when Chris Brown decided, I'm going to retaliate, we going to do fist to fist then. He didn't bring no other weapon higher than what she was using. She was using her hands, he used his hands. It's just that he was stronger than her. And he still has not lived it down completely. He has not completely lived that down. And people still to this day regard Chris Brown as a woman beater. Nobody talks about he was defending himself. So if a man hits a woman and defending can be done up to lethal force, why is it that when a woman hit a man, defending not lethal is wrong? I want to thank you, Blue Exodus said, a diversity say black men delete them every 5 seconds, but they're just comfortable to buck up to a male hyena. Why? Both of them are wrong, in my opinion. And that's what we saying. Like, nobody is excusing the dude. Just because we focusing on her accountability in that situation and saying what she could have done to completely avoid it, nobody's letting the guy off the hook. But we can all see how dumb he is. We can all see how ridiculous he was and how he was acting. We all see that. The part that never gets highlighted is what you could do to avoid that altogether. This is what I'm trying to tell women. If y'all are so-called scared of black men and black men are dangerous to y'all, then it should be a no-brainer about how to avoid that level of danger then. There's no way that black men are as predatory on y'all as y'all say they are, yet you are that comfortable arguing and not thinking he gonna hit you if he say he gonna hit you. We're going to take a quick commercial break. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, my Crimsonites and all of my supporters. I invite you to go and get your copy of my new book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery, on sale now at crimsoncure.com. This is guaranteed to change your perspective and positively impact your life. So go ahead now to crimsoncure.com and get your copy today.
All right, so before we get back to this cook, I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button, bam, bam. You gotta All right, because we got 350 awesome people who have already hit the like button. Let's see if we can get the other 600 people to hit the like button as well. Thank you, Stat722. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to go back to hey JLJ, how you doing? We're gonna go back to the clip, Bernard Riley's clip, because it's the mentality. Why y'all don't get it? Why y'all don't get it? You know, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I wouldn't be having this conversation about this if that guy had a broke into their house and attacked the woman, and only the boy had an opportunity to do something about it. He grabbed the gun and did something about it. We wouldn't even be having a conversation about accountability, especially for her. Or the boy. Then I could definitely see, yeah, he a hero for that, because this dude shouldn't have broken the house. What you doing? You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Why you coming in people's house? That's what you get. That's what you get. You cannot break and enter and be coming all up in people's house and don't expect a issue. And you might have to meet your maker on the back of that decision. And the reason why I would be talking about accountability in that situation is because, I mean, what more do you want? Folks is at the house. You at the house, somebody come in on you. That's them. And then they get what they get. The reason that we're talking about accountability in this instance is because there were opportunities for it not to happen. The guy who was doing it has been made accountable to the highest degree of accountability. He did. We can't hold him to no more accountability than that. You cannot be held to any more of an accountability than somebody took your life off of the back of of decisions that you were making. He made the decision to keep arguing. He made the decision to hit her. He was making them decisions. So there are consequences to decisions that you make. You can't always control those outcomes and them consequences. It's the consequences. You got to pay them. And sometimes you got to pay them with your life. It's unfortunate, but okay. So he has already been held to the highest level of accountability that you can hold anybody. That's why I'm not really focusing on what he could have done to de-escalate the situation, because he's already paid his price. So this is why I'm focusing on the accountability her way, because she's still here. And it's important because if she doesn't understand that accountability, if Black women as a whole refuse to get that message, it's so many young boys about to get murked on the back of that. So many Black men gonna be in danger, even more than they ever been. Because now they can go places, cause trouble, and get Black men jailed, killed, whatever, and then just walk away. And the hood congratulates it. We're going to hear some more foolishness. Let me go back.
Prepared to take what comes with it.
And that's just exactly what happened.
I'm glad she's. What motivation do you think that the prosecutors in Cook County, Illinois, would just randomly make up the text message and her allegedly saying shooting the other witness? Why would they do that? Because already
with the other witness. Okay, now on that end, okay, I understand what happened with that. But for what the prosecution and all that, I don't.
Are you for or against what happened there?
I'm 100. I told you I stand with them. I'm 100.
Oh, so you even support her trying to go back in there to shoot the girlfriend? Why?
Yes.
Why? Hold on. Time out. Why?
Listen, what you're not understanding is at that point, I done lost it.
Back. All right, we got to back up. So, explain to me how it makes any logical sense. Mute up, Sir Tice, because that background is coming in. Explain to me how it makes any logical sense to where after, yes, you got beat up by the man, your son just shot and killed the man who was beating you up. Where is any logical sense in shooting his girlfriend?
Well, like I said again, sir. At that moment, we wasn't in that position. We didn't go through the triggers and the trauma that those two endured. They had to
this
go through.
Emotion.
We didn't go through that. But at the end of the day, I'm not for violence. I'm really not. But I am about standing my ground and self-defense.
No. Hold on, wait, time out. We was in agreement on the initial, the standing the ground was the son coming in there in shooting. That was the mom too. You
don't tell me.
Hold on, wait, whoa, time out. All right, the mom was getting punched. She was standing her ground. That was stupid. All right, we disagree on that one. You think that she supposed to grab her nuts and stand toe to toe with that man and not figure out a way to get the hell out of there before she get her ass whooped? Okay, fair enough. That's stupid, but okay, fair enough.
She was trying to shift the conversation. You don't think when she was talking to her son, she was trying to ignore him?
Okay, that's
bullshit.
When
she was talking to her son, she was like, okay, look, I'm not even talking to you at this point.
Hold on, wait, time out. We're two people who are in agreement with the simple premise that her getting her ass whooped, that the son come in, he see that, he got a gun, he's 14, he's still a kid, a man beating your mama ass. we agree that that was a justified shot. All right, that part we can agree on. Where you going left and you're getting kind of stupid with it is just a simple, just a real simple question that in that situation where a man is operating on that on the brink of violence, you can see that, and then he tries to say that, hey, if you say one more word, I'm gonna beat your ass, and you basically saying that she's supposed to look him in his eyes and say some more words, and then he's giving another threat. Say something else, I'm gonna whip your ass. She's supposed to look him in the eyes and say another word. At that point, then yeah, once you go there, it's stupid. And then you add insult to injury, and then say that on top of that, after he got chased out and shot. So somebody mute up, please. Somebody mute up, whoever that is. After he get chased out and shot, and then she's supposed to go and wrestle the gun from her son, walk in there and shoot the girlfriend. Like, where do you draw the line with that? What if his daughter was in there? Do we shoot the daughter? What about his mama? If his mama and daughter in there, do we shoot do she shoot the man whole damn family? Like, what the fuck? Like that's where you just get to the point where it's madness at that point. It ain't even self-defense. You want a goddamn killing spree.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Now, you heard that part, correct? Thank you, Philip. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Stardust. I'll wait the day when this comes back biting black women. Thank you again, Stardust. That precedents are being set. Exactly. Thank you again, JS. This is why SYSBM and Passport Bros exist. We're not crash test dummies. There are too many like this in the culture. You can't defend or protect this. And this is what we're talking about. When he said, where do you draw the line? So at that point, you're just on a little killing spree just because you got beat up. And she's like, yep. You can't make it up. You can't make that up. Where are the people that agree with that? I want a show of hands. Who agrees with, and this is particularly to any females who stand with this whole entire situation. Oh, it was justified and all that kind of stuff. This is particularly for them. Is it justified to go shoot the girlfriend too? Your love is king. So she was warned that she can't speak as an adult. The video clearly shows her body language is not argumentative, but you all will continue to run with this narrative. It is not about being grown. Case in point. It's not about whether or not you grown. And that's where black women get caught up. I'm grown, so. And grown people are expected to make better decisions. You're responsible for your self-preservation. You're also responsible for the preservation of any children that are in your company, especially your own. When things aren't a good idea, you're supposed to reassess what's happening to your best interest. Thank you, Mogul. You're supposed to reassess what's happening to get to the best outcome for you and your child. That's what you're supposed to do. Not trying to have a D-swinging contest with some random dude. It's not about whether or not he was wrong, right, He's already been held accountable. Like I said, he's dead. He's been held to the highest level of accountability that any human being get held to, and that's death. It's not about you being grown. It's about, okay, this done turned into something else. This is a whole different situation. This isn't just an argument. This isn't just a couple of words and I get to say what my piece and blah, 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 blah. No. This dude is on something else. Do I stay and argue because I'm grown enough to argue? Or do I swallow all that? Because it's not about how grown I am. I'm grown enough to stay alive. I'm grown enough to make good decisions for me. I'm grown enough to make good decisions for my child. I'm grown enough to get out of a situation that's not favorable for me. Y'all always talking about don't be in situations that don't serve you. That situation didn't serve her. It didn't serve her when he punched her in her mouth. Did that serve her? I'm grown too. But if I go somewhere and it become detrimental to me, that environment or the people in that environment become detrimental to me, then the first rule is self-preservation. Of any living organism want to preserve the self, or you should. And this is why y'all gonna continue to have problems. Because if you grown enough to stand toe to toe, or you grown enough to do what you want to do, and can't nobody come tell you to be quiet or whatever, you may not have liked it, but we ain't talking about what you like. We talking about what's the best decision for you. I don't like it that he, you know what I'm saying, swole up on me and told me to shut up because, you know, we don't like when men bark orders. And to prove that we don't have to follow the orders that they barking out, we'll defy what he say. To my own detriment. She defied what he said and then got punched several times for it. I can't imagine that she liked being hit like that. And as a woman, I would think that you would want to avoid a situation of like that. Because this wasn't another woman barking in her face. You figure you could take another chick. But as a woman, I would not want some dude barking at me like that. First of all, I don't even know you. So I don't know how far you're willing to take this. Because you already arguing over something simple anyway. You already doing it. You already on 10. You already on some nonsense. You already on nonsense. Thank you, Antonio. So feminine energy most likely could have de-escalated that situation. If men were presented and witnessed it, may have intervened on her behalf. That's possible. That's possible. Thank you, Miss Veronica. Black women don't understand self-preservation. You're so busy being right. That's really the crux of it. Black women are so busy being right. That's why y'all can't have peace. Because you rather be right than have peace. You rather be right. I gotta be right. Something's going on with the order, blah, 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 blah. You know, I gotta be in the right. Instead of saying, you know what? I may be right, but I'm gonna get out of here anyway. And that Polish sausage, I have to wait. It'll have to wait. It'll have to wait. It'll wait. It can wait. Black women have no idea how to prioritize things because y'all are so busy having a 10-year-old's concept of what being an adult is about. Y'all are so caught up on can't nobody tell you what to do because you grown. But don't nobody care nothing about you being grown. If you were so grown, why did it take an adolescent boy to protect you if you grown? If you so grown, why can't you handle your own situations? If you so grown, what did your son have to do with anything? He wasn't delivering punches or taking them. And this is why black women are never accountable. Never accountable. Never shouldering any portion of responsibility for the situations that they find themselves in at any time. And that's what's so maddening about talking to black women, about speaking on the situations that black women find themselves a part of, having any type of conversation with any black woman about anything, because black women are never wrong, ever. They never bear any responsibility for anything that they do, say. And they're just walking through life, an innocent bystander. This is why black men have said no more. And any black man that has children with any of these hyenas, I hope that y'all are able to get y'all kids away from them, because these hyenas don't deserve to be in charge of raising another generation of human beings to failure. They don't need to be in charge of that. Because when you can sit up as a random black woman on a random panel and say that you are in favor of not only the man being shot in this situation, but also the girlfriend that was supposedly egging the situation on, that, and then Bernard was bringing up a hypothetical, what if that man's other family members were there? How far do you go? And she like, yep. Nobody can build anything with you. Nobody can develop any positive things with you. Families can't be built with you. Children can't be raised with you. Wealth cannot be acquired with you. A good conversation cannot even be shared with you. Let alone life decisions that dictate the trajectory of an entire group of people, i.e. you raising kids. This is why black men have said no more. This is why there are black women that are saying, nah, you don't represent me. You can't represent me. Thank you, CBP. He said exactly. A 14-year-old has to step up for her mouth. They don't need a man, but yet celebrate a boy killing a man over his mother's inability to shut up. Exactly. This is why black men are saying there is a backup. Do y'all know that there is a backup of passports that the United States government cannot fulfill passport requests fast enough? They can't do it. So whether this your first time getting a passport, or whether you renewing your passport, or whatever it is you doing with your passport, be prepared to wait a couple of months minimum. Thank you, Damien. Said just show the state of black females in this country. Notice I said females, not women. Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wrench Turner. Said talk heavy to him. Good sister. Thank you so much. There is a complete backup. Thank you, Jabari. Said black women feel black men have no right. She's bound to respect. Precisely. Listen. I know from experience, the passport situation is backed up. I don't care what you're trying to do with your passport. If you need to renew it, if it's time to renew it, I hope you do so before you gotta travel, because it's gonna be like 2-3 months minimum before you get it back. And that's expedited. That's the expedited. Because people are getting out of Dodge. And I'm not saying that's all black men that's causing that backup. It could be a lot of different factors that go into that. But I'm saying that is a part of it. That's why black men are saying, no, that's okay. Because see, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, he wouldn't have been able to turn up like that on her. He wouldn't have been able to turn up like that without the men saying something to him about her. Somebody would have tried to de-escalate it if they thought they could. 10 or 15 years ago, that doesn't happen. But why are black men now just kind of standing back? Because y'all done got too wild. And your mentality, black men know that you don't even value their help no way. You don't care if the whole block of black men die, as long as you can get out of it unscathed. And there will be no reward. There will be no anything that he get. That boy ain't get nothing but a pat on the head. Thank you, Rhino. So it's sad how bad most of our women are. I'm 35. I had to wife a woman 15 years older than me to find peace. I bought a passport before I met her. I was ready to be a passport bro. Now I'm locked down. Congratulations on your relationship. Thank you, Norin. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just wanna thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Thank you so much. What y'all aren't paying attention to as a group of black women is that all the men, see, only black men were ever willing to do this stuff for you in the first place. Kill or be killed. Only black men were ever willing to do that. Son, husband, or not. Thank you, Miss Veronica. Thank you, Utah. Said, do you think what Malcolm X said about black women protection still holds true today? I've done videos on that. No. If black women are unprotected, it's because they want to be. Thank you, Power Fit. Says, so grateful for all you do, Crimson. Such a pleasure listening to you cook, ma'am. Thank you so much. What y'all don't understand is that it is now black women, especially in Chicago, that are now bearing the brunt of the violence in Chicago now. Black women are bearing that brunt. It's more and more black women that are being the targets or getting the short end of the stick off of violent situations. Thank you, Original Man. Said, let Dr. Umar pander and save them. Exactly. Thank you, Miss Lucchese. Said, Nicki Minaj praised a 14-year-old and offered to pay for his college. Y'all heard about that. Pay to get him out the hood. Black women are being more and more targeted because y'all not only do you not have the covering of men, y'all don't even got the covering of good sense. That's the scary part. Not only do you not have the covering of men, y'all don't even got the covering of good sense. The sense that God gave a billy goat. You don't even have it. Because you don't even know when to be quiet and save yourself from confrontations and fights and violence being perpetrated on you. Thank you, B. Baker. Nikki needs to worry about her brother and his problems that Remy Ma put on blast in Sheetha a couple of years ago. She need to worry about, that toe off BBL that don't be going right. You need to worry about that. Worry about the wrong thing. And most of y'all are worried about the wrong thing. Most of these hyenas, y'all worried about the wrong things. Y'all don't even have the covering of good sense to say, I'm not going to put myself in because I don't have a man to call upon to do certain things and to have a certain level of protection. That means that I need to make sure that I'm not in certain situations and try to mitigate that as much as humanly possible. Thank you, Chris B. Said sometimes when these sisters get hit by strays because they're associated in the stick-ups, home invasions, left the back door open, etc. Exactly. Another thing before I wrap it up. These guns that y'all are talking about y'all gonna go get, not gonna save y'all. Them guns that y'all talking about y'all are gonna get is not gonna save y'all. It's actually gonna make the problem worse because too many of y'all think that this is some type of Vin Diesel movie, that this is some type of Jason Statham action flick. That y'all gonna be able to shoot these people. Who do you think he is? Kill Bill? Because what it's going to do is it's going to make you more reckless. See, I don't know what kind of movie y'all think y'all living in. That what it looked like on TV is not what it looked like in real life. Because if you don't have a proper distance between you and the person, you're not going to be able to get to that gun fast enough. You're not going to be able to react fast enough. Yeah, they think they John Wick or something. What do y'all think is going on? You're not going to be able to get to that stuff fast enough. I don't care what shooting range you go to. Because y'all don't have situational awareness. The first step is to be aware of your surroundings. Well before a gun get pulled, or you could, because y'all the type to threaten with the gun. Y'all don't even know you can't threaten. You cannot threaten people with that. Y'all will be the type pull it out and just point it. No. You don't pull that out unless it has gone there and you gonna use it. Oh, somebody gonna get dealt with when you pull it out. You can't be pulling it out, waving it around. Or talking about, I got a gun. So? Soon as you say that, a dude will be right up on you so you can't get it. Because it's in your purse. It's in your car. It ain't even on you. It ain't even accessible. Because you was cute that night with your little dress on and your 2-inch nails with all them charms on them. You can't pull the trigger. Y'all don't even know the reality of guns. And I'm not even saying this like I'm some type of gun expert. I don't really know one from the other, really. I couldn't call a gun when I see it. Or what kind it is and who made it and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. But I know it's not no movie. I know that much. That I do know. You ain't gonna be the chick, the bad A chick that they thought they could mess with, but really she had a gun and she took care of everybody. Like, what y'all think is going on? Y'all better quit watching these little movies and getting hyped. Thank you, Time. Said, based on your answer, collective of black women don't respect Malcolm X, who spoke greatly for and about black women. They wouldn't, if he was alive right now, they say he was a misogynist. Thank you, Stardust. At temperature check. Thank you so much. That's just like self-defense for females. Hit him in the head and kick him in his cojones. That don't work. A man get you in a full Nelson with your arms up like that. Who cojones you kicking? Nobody. A dude come up behind you and just grab. Y'all can't even get out of it when they be play grabbing you. How you gonna get out of it when he trying to grab you for real? I'm trying to teach women real self-defense. Stay out of the situation as much as you possibly can. And use your femininity. Y'all ain't never heard of feminine wiles? That's for more than sex. Using your femininity go for situations that are not sexual. Thank you, Welt B said, yeah, the movies are full of women as the heroes and beating up and shooting men. That's Hollywood. They believe it. Y'all know, y'all watching too much Woman King. Y'all watching too much Woman King. Y'all watching too many movies. That's not how that go. Y'all are not going to be whooping up on no dude that y'all, squaring up with the dude. Because if that was the case, she should have squared up with old boy. Go ahead, square up. Because he about to hit you. You might as well put your dukes up. But women understand intrinsically that we don't have nothing for men when they do that. We know that's why these women are talking about guns, because they need an equalizer. They need something more than their physical self, because my physical self against a man's physical self is it's no competition. I bring my fist and he bring his fist, I'm finna get whooped up, and that's just the bottom line. You can think you Ronda Rousey, but that's not about to happen. Layla Ali was fought for a living like her father. A trained boxer. She ain't got nothing for no dude. She can hit that stance if she want to. A Layla Ali in her prime versus a Floyd Mayweather and he is no competition. So I don't know what y'all think is happening here. Y'all be really thinking that y'all should be able to be hitting on these dudes and these dudes is not gonna, come on. Stop putting yourself in situations where men are squaring up on you. Because y'all don't know how to use y'all femininity to get out of stuff. Y'all only know how to turn on sexual stuff when it's sexual. Femininity is, the breath of femininity is so much more than your sexual energy. I have used my femininity time and again to get out of what would have been a tight situation, what would have been an argument, what would have been a confrontation. I've used it to get my way. It's not always sexual. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say something that most hyenas don't get, and then I'm gonna close it out. Thank you, Randy. So imagine if she and her son were white, America would be on fire. I'm gonna tell y'all something that's gonna go over a lot of hyenas' heads. Feminine energy is designed, the very nature of feminine energy is designed to change the course of masculine energy. We're designed to push and pull them, to elicit certain responses from them based on our femininity or sometimes our lack thereof. The very nature of feminine energy is to finesse, not force. We're the finesse, not they're the brute force. We're the finesse. We're the come on, it's okay. That's what that is. That's what feminine energy is supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. Thank you, Kevin. Say you can't use what you don't have. There's a level of manipulation involved in feminine energy just on its face. We manipulate energy. That's what we do. We manipulate energy, and we manipulate masculine energy. It either repels men or draws them to you. We're supposed to be able to make them soft. We're supposed to be able to soften masculine energy, to bring out the protection, to bring out the, oh, wow, okay, well, oh, well, all right, well, I'll help you. Well, we supposed to be able to do that. You know how many times I've done that? Consciously and unconsciously. Thank you, Utah. Said, rest in power, Malcolm X. Thank you, Sister Davis. You're welcome. Y'all don't know how many times have I done that? Just in the course of a day. Me and I know, me and I don't know. You never know what a smile, a look, a dip of the head. You don't know what that stuff do to them. Y'all don't know what that stuff do to them. Y'all so busy arguing with them that y'all don't know what that stuff do to them. And it's not always sexual. It's not always a sexual response. Y'all don't know how to trigger off 4 Ps. Y'all don't know how to trigger him into doing that stuff for you. Or just being kind to you. Thank you, Damien. In comparison to the movie Roadhouse, men are the bouncer, women are the coolers. Y'all so busy arguing with them and trying to be masculine right with them that y'all don't even know the softening of a tone. Soften your tone. Quiet down. Okay. Turn their whole mind. You just diverted in a different direction. Y'all know how to use your femininity to de-escalate stuff. if the situation was about her taking too long at the window, instead of arguing about it, she could have turned to that man and said, I'm sorry that it's taking so long. I'm really just trying to get my order. You could just bear with me in just a minute or two. I'm going to move out the way so you can order your stuff. Now, if he was real dumb, that wouldn't work. But mostly, that will work. Even if he's still kind of upset, he ain't gonna keep going. All right, well, hurry up then, man. Man. Y'all don't know how to stop men in their tracks. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming through, for chilling with me today. Just a couple of announcements. This upcoming Monday, Tuesday, I may or may not be doing a show. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to be in transit. I got some things to do. And then that next week after that, I'll let you guys know, because I'm getting ready for my big move. I'm finally moving to New York with my husband. So this is exciting, but there's a lot to do. So as these times come up where I may not be able to give live shows, I'll definitely put it on my community tab. We can do some makeup days, some weekend days to make up for those things. But these are not vacation days that I'm taking. These are got to get my life together days. You know what I mean? So I'll be letting you guys know when, I'll be doing shows, or if I'm unable to do shows, you might see me do it on the webcam, on the phone. You never know. Might do an on the go show. We gonna have some fun with it though. We definitely gonna have some fun with it. So just stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm not gonna blindside you and stuff like that, because I know that y'all look forward to the afternoon live shows and things of that nature. So I'm gonna keep you guys, just posted on what to expect in terms of the shows and stuff like that. Thank you, LIL, or is it LII? Congrats for it. Thank you so much. I might even have a couple of updates on my Patreon. And I've been playing with that idea to put some vloggy type stuff on the Patreon. I don't know, just to give y'all a little bit more insight. But we'll see. Thank you, Stardust, at Carpooling with Sister Crimson. Y'all might get a little vloggy. I might get a little vloggy with y'all. Hopefully there won't be struggle streaming, maybe travel streaming, but not struggle streaming. I hope not. So anyway, with that being said, I want to thank you, Rosa, for the moving fee run, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you, Habitual Line 7. So congratulations on the move. Thank you so much. Undani said, when are we having the 100K celebration show? I was trying to hold out to when I got the plaque. Y'all know they playing with me with my plaque, right? This is why it's not behind me, because I haven't gotten it. Because when I reached out to them to ask them about where my plaque, they was like, oh, you don't know, it's a hold up and it's backed up and blah, 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 blah. So we definitely I'm going to have to hold off on the 100K show until I settle in the new place. So it's probably gonna be like mid-July or maybe towards the end of July. I might just set it up for like the end of July so we can kind of do it with a bang. I'll be done moved and everything would have been settled, because right now I'm kind of in an uproar a little bit. But I definitely want to do a celebration with y'all guys. Y'all might even get me on a whole Xbox thing, because y'all know I bought Diablo 4. Y'all know I bought Diablo 4. Thank you again, Norrin, said a housewarming gift. Thank you so much.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just wanna thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I want my plaque. And I'm gonna get it. Everything is happening in due time in reality. So I'm not even gonna sweat it. Diablo 4 is kind of, because I always liked Diablo since Diablo came out in the 90s. You understand me? When it was a PC game. You understand me? And when it was dark and you couldn't see them monsters coming at you, but you could hear them. You see what I'm saying? It's the only game I play that's in a horror genre, because I don't really like horror games. I like action. But if Diablo is in the horror genre, then I like Diablo. Diablo is my game. I'm not even gonna trip, because you just get on there and just start murking stuff. Boom. It's easy to get your weapons. It's easy to get your XP, and I be having it on hard. So anyway, thank you guys. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.